Follow Paul Gallo on Twitter at Paul Gallo Show.
Morning, my friends.
She's a high-strung and a little young, but she's a real Texas twister. A real Texas twister.
Trouble. Okay, let us get on. Perez, anything you want to mention, sir? If you'll activate the microphone in the studio, is the one and only State Senator Chris McDaniel. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, Paul. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you, and I thank you for showing up. And there's many things to talk about, and a little time to do that in a fast 30 minutes. Opening statement here. I know this is not a debate, but you want the earphones on, or can you hear okay?
No, I'm okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Probably can hear from my earphones.
I really can. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have an opening statement as far as this big national story here, Miss Kelly and the break-in.
Absolutely. Here's what it boils down to. I want to be very, very clear about this. What happened there is reprehensible. It's just, it's probably one of the worst things I've heard in an awfully long time. And I can tell you this, our campaign had absolutely nothing to do with that. No knowledge of it at all. The thing is, Paul, is that...
No knowledge prior to it being posted or after it being posted?
This Clayton Kelly guy is absolutely foreign to us. I have no idea who he is.
You don't remember him at some of the when he did an interview with you? Did he do an interview with you?
No, he did not. He did not do an interview with me. The video I think you're referencing was pieces he had taken from other interviews and placed together.
So he didn't do a face-to-face with you? Never have. You've never met him face-to-face? He said he's been at...
No, we've probably met at the meet and greet. There's a meet and greet. There's a picture that shows us shaking hands at the meet and greet. And that's the other thing, you know. It's kind of strange the way the press ran with that, considering I take dozens, if not hundreds, of pictures every day.
I can understand that. You won't remember most of the people.
I mean, that's the nature of politics. So literally every day we have 3 or 4 or 5 events, and there are dozens, if not 100 or more people at these events. So to say that I haven't met him, that wouldn't be right. But to say that we had anything to do with this, I'm going to tell you, let me be really, really clear. This campaign had nothing whatsoever to do with this.
Did you clarify the statement that Senator Sojourner made?
Sure.
Did you know or did you not know at that craft fair when Alexandria asked you the question? Did you not know?
I did. I was not fully briefed at the time.
Well, but did you know that there was an arrest in this case?
No, at that time I did not. I did not. At 7:30 in the morning.
Well, Melanie was there dealing with this all night long, and you didn't know about it?
Let me tell you what's going on. I can explain it. At 7:30 in the morning is when I received a phone call from Melanie, roughly about that time period. I had not been up all night. The job of a staff is to handle these things, to go and look at the press and make sure that things are going smoothly or badly, as the case may be. I'm asleep. I'm ashamed to say that morning I slept a little late, and the phone call awakened me. And basically she said some things about Ms. Cochran, and I said, whoa, stop right there. I said, you know our campaign's position in regards to this.
But she didn't tell you that there was an arrest?
No, you're not, Paul, let me finish, okay? And I can explain this. I said, Melanie, our position on this has always been the same. Paul, let's just back up, and I can tell you what's going on here. You just please give me the courtesy, and I can tell you. For years, we've all in this state heard various rumors about politicians. From day one, it was our campaign's intention to never, not for a second, become scandalous, salacious, or to get into those issues. Senator Cochran has a 42-year record of liberalism. That was our focus, and always has been. I've had this conversation with Melanie. She knows how I feel about it, and she knows how sensitive this issue is.
All right, I understand that, but still, I can't imagine your campaign manager not telling you. And
no, Paul, it's the nature. I was asleep. She called me.
I know that, but she called you and told you that there was a problem, and what did she say?
I can tell you what she said. She said, Chris, we have an issue involving Miss Cochran. I said, let me do this. Let me get up. Let me take a shower. You can fully brief me when I get to Hernando. And that's where it went down. We did not get any further in that initial conversation.
So Paul, all the way to Hernando, when you got to the craft fair, she never called you. You never called her back.
Paul, no. We're busy.
Okay.
And listen, I want to be...
I know, I understand it. I'm just saying it's a little bit bizarre, and I think most people will feel it's bizarre. A breaking story. It's like the Watergate break-in, and you're not... Your campaign manager's not going to... Well, I understand that, but you cannot say it wasn't serious. It kept Melanie up all night long.
You'll have to ask her about that.
Well, she's in the studio. I could ask her about that, but I'll leave that up to you.
It's up to you guys. I'll be whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, well, let me go to something else here. When you said a little bit later on, you said you had nothing to do with this, and you said personal attacks are going to be out of this. But how can you say that when you actually delivered, or your campaign delivered, a lot of the personal attacks as far as the residency, the inference on a mistress with his executive secretary, when you delivered the information to WDAM?
You said deliver an inference?
Well, no, the inference were.
No, we're not
the
delivering an
inferences
inference. What he does in his residency issues, I think that is a matter of public knowledge.
You don't call that personal?
It's a matter of public knowledge. How can it be personal? These are public documents, Paul. Let me explain. These are public documents. And what we know is he has said that his primary residence is in Washington, D.C. Now, secondly, the issue, we haven't inferred anything. We've stayed away from the rumors every single time they've come up. But his travel on my dime is a legitimate public issue. That's a matter of public record. Hold on for a second.
It is a record, but everybody, you travel.
Paul,
wait a minute. As a state senator, you travel on my expense.
You believe I've ever taken a trip anywhere outside of the state of Mississippi?
There are a lot of state senators that. Well, I haven't. There are a lot of state senators that. That's a normal practice.
It's not a normal practice when it's abused. No, it's not a normal. Hold on, Paul.
But you saying that it's abused?
I believe it is.
Okay,
He's taken.
But is there any indictments against him for
dozens and dozens and dozens of trips all over the world on my dime? I don't like it when Michelle Obama does it. I don't like it when Senator Cochran does it.
So if you become U.S. Senator, you will never travel?
I'm not saying I'll never travel. I guarantee you I won't take dozens and dozens of trips to exotic locations.
So if it isn't how do you determine an exotic location? If there's a possibility of a job that may be coming from Hawaii, you won't travel there?
You believe these politicians are traveling around the country to outside of...
No, I think some of them has abused. I can't specifically say some of them.
Every year. Michelle Obama's shown us that, and Senator Cochran's shown us that.
Let me move to this quickly, and as I mentioned earlier, it's just going to be a fast 30 minutes. But it seems the inferences now from your campaign is that the onus should be on Senator Cochran for not releasing this sooner.
That came, first of all, from the Hill, didn't it? Everybody keeps saying this is our campaign. It's funny that when the press breaks something negative about me, it's never Senator Cochran's campaign.
Do you think he should have done it sooner?
Let me tell you, Paul, if someone were to break into or come into or acquire a picture of my mom or my wife in a nursing home, I don't wait 3 weeks to file charges. I don't wait to 2 weeks from the primary date to file charges. I file charges that day.
That's what you would have done.
Paul, that's a serious offense. Absolutely.
But you're an attorney.
I am.
Okay, so you wouldn't have made that contact and try to get all of the information together, and as Clark said...
You believe that?
Clark said that they were getting the information. Should it be a civil or criminal? And
come on,
you would have done it immediately?
Paul, if there is a picture that exists, that picture is the evidence. No further investigation is required. You take it to the police, you file your charges.
I understand, and maybe he should have. But is that an indictment on Cochran? First of all, Cochran didn't even know it right away.
It's interesting. It's always defending Cochran's campaign, and that's fine. Let me tell you something. Anybody with any sense recognizing the severity of that activity, the fact that someone has taken a picture of a vulnerable adult, you don't wait 3 weeks to go charge it to the police officers. You do it 3 hours later, not 3 weeks later.
When Tara said the big man wanted it taken down, the big man meaning Chris McDaniel, who was the liaison? Who did you communicate that with?
Melanie. And let me tell you what happened there. You know, it's funny. Everyone keeps trying to concoct a story here. Everybody wants to talk about something besides Senator Cochran's.
So Melanie was in contact with Kelly? Or Melanie was in contact with who?
No,
to
Paul,
get it taken down.
It's really simple. There's nothing here. This is a fiction you guys are creating. Here's what happened. Facebook. Every day on Facebook, there's a new rumor, there's a new allegation. Well, wouldn't you know, in April, we received some sort of notice that there was a video floating around about Kay and Thad. I've never laid eyes on the video. Never. But what I was sure of is that was not anything our campaign was going to be involved in.
We're almost out of time at the break here. When I come back and when I ask you in the same manner, why didn't you guys, since you were definitely upset about this, why wasn't the call made initially on April the 26th when this video... Hang on, because we got a quick break here, and we'll come back with that with Chris McDaniel. That's coming up next. Why is this an inappropriate song for this moment here, isn't it? Why would I select this, Perez? Do you have any idea?
No idea.
Don't worry, be happy. Oh, well, the polling data is in. I guess, Chris, that would be an appropriate song for you. It looks pretty good out there for you.
It looks great. It looks great. We've taken the lead in the polls, and because of that, we're very excited. We have momentum on our side. And that's one of the reasons, Paul, and that's one of the reasons we need to be talking about the issues of this. I
understand that, but let me go, and I will. And one more question on this one: why, if you were so upset about this, that you waited till the arrest and didn't the day of call the Cochran people and say, "Look, this has nothing to do with us"? Why would you wait?
If we
the same amount of time or longer.
If we took action every time we heard a rumor.
But this wasn't a rumor. This was actually it was on the web.
No, the point is, Paul, we hear things like this every single day of this campaign. We got wind of some sort of video. Have never laid eyes on the video, have never seen it. Our position has always been, we are not going to talk scandal politics. We are not going there. And Senator Sojourner
sent out... You're giving me political speak.
Right. No, I'm not. Senator
because I'm just asking, yes or no, why would you wait for
Senator
this?
Sojourner found out an email that day to everyone on our staff saying, if you touch this, you will be terminated.
Why would you say that to the staff, too? Did you think it may be somebody at the staff?
Not at all. We wanted to be absolutely certain that our campaign never went down that path. That it's not the place of politics. It's not the place of decency.
Melanie did not communicate to you between the time of that night, 1 o'clock or whenever it happened to be, all the way till you went to the craft
Melanie
fair.
has a job as my campaign manager, and she was communicating with the Cochran
But neither
at that point.
did she not communicate with Noel, your campaign spokesman, either, because he said he didn't know this guy.
That's not my job. You'll have to ask her. I'm not sure who.
But you are. The buck stops at your desk, though,
Paul.
And this is the type of management you'll take to Washington D.C.
Listen, I understand that people want to concoct a story around what you see as misstatements. Wait, here's my question to you. Do you have any evidence whatsoever that this campaign was involved in this outside of an allegation?
No, and I haven't said so. As a matter of fact, numerous times I've said you haven't been connected to this yet.
You are hanging a theory because someone allegedly misspoke.
You are an attorney. There are subpoenas out there. The investigation is going on. And if you were sitting on this side, you would tell me the same thing. The investigation's not over.
The investigation needs to go on.
You can't absolutely positively tell me it's not somebody from your staff, and you just don't know it.
What are you talking about? This situation?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, our people have nothing to do with this.
Okay. All right. But I'm saying, if you give me 100% guarantee, well, if it is, will you withdraw from the race?
It's not. And I'm not going to answer
it's a simple question.
What are you talking about?
Well, I just said, you said you absolutely guarantee it's nobody from your campaign. And unbeknownst to you, since you didn't know what Melanie was doing, you don't know what Noel's doing, would you resign from the race if it happens to be Wait a minute. It's a clear question. Yes or no?
I'll answer that question when Senator Cochran answers a few questions about whether he'll withdraw from the race.
Let me ask you this.
Paul, this is the point, Paul. You told me earlier you were going to let me talk, and now you're not letting me talk. Now,